Hi, I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones, clinical hypnotherapist, and I'm here today to answer a very important and a very common question. And we'd like to go ahead and ask that.
So Steve, can you tell me what are the stages of hypnosis?
Sure, and the stages of hypnosis are, interestingly enough, no different than the stages of wakefulness and sleep. So when you think about the fact that we are in different stages of being awake and different stages of being asleep all throughout any 24-hour period, it's interesting to realize that the stages of hypnosis are no different than that. For example, when you just wake up in the morning, let's say an alarm goes off and you wake up. Well, when you wake up and that alarm goes off, you're in beta, which is full awakening consciousness. If you hit the snooze button and start to doze off a little bit, you go back down to alpha. Then if you were to fall back asleep, you would go to theta and then delta. The alarm goes off again because you only hit snooze, so you go back up to beta, full awakening consciousness. And then if you hit snooze again after it goes off, you drift back down to alpha, then theta, then potentially delta. So what happens is that any time that you are below beta, full awakening consciousness, in other words, in alpha, theta, or delta, you are in a hypnotic state. So you can experience hypnosis all throughout your day. Let's say you're done with that. You've already gotten up for the day and you're on your way to work. And let's create, I know you don't work at this place, but let's create Cubicle Land. Let's say you work at Cubicle Land, USA. And you go into Cubicle Land, USA. Very exciting place to work. Not really. So what happens in Cubicle Land is you start to space out a little bit. You know, you kind of lose interest, you kind of space out a little bit, and you go down to what we call alpha. You go from beta, full awakening consciousness, back down to alpha. So anytime you're below beta, you're in hypnosis. So you can actually go into hypnosis, not to mention the fact that on your drive to Cubicle Land, USA, you probably know the way because you drive the same way every time in our imaginary scenario. And when you do something by rote that you know how to do, you can go down to alpha also. So you also spent the entire drive into work in hypnosis. Then you got there, maybe the boss was there, so you said, hey, how you doing? A few coworkers there, hey, how you doing? Then back down to alpha. Lunchtime comes around. Hey, suddenly reinvigorated. Back up to beta, full awakening consciousness. But after you eat lunch, you go back into the stuff that you're doing, back down to alpha, or you're in a hypnotic state. And this continues all throughout your day. You're in and out of hypnosis all day long. Now, you don't experience the deeper states of hypnosis, theta and delta, unless you go to sleep. But all throughout the night, you'll bounce between theta and delta, the deeper states of hypnosis. These are the states that we want people to be in during hypnosis. We want to relax them into at least an alpha state, but sometimes they'll go lower into theta or delta. So the stages that you'll experience in a hypnotic session in a hypnotherapist's office or in listening to a hypnosis recording are exactly the same natural stages that you will experience in any 24-hour period. So what's interesting about that is that it's not some magical scale. We don't take you out of your normal life when you go into hypnosis. We just take advantage of the natural propensity you have for going into these. Now, the way we do that is by using hypnotic language. And you've been in hypnosis, you've experienced it firsthand, so you know the smooth, monotonous language that can cause someone to go into hypnosis. And how was that for you?
For me, it was a very calming experience. It was as if I was to relax, as if I was reading a book, winding down. And eventually it's into a state where you feel like you're asleep.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very interesting. And some people just stay in that light state. Some people just stay in that state they would experience when they're reading a book or watching TV or doing something that they know how to do, like driving somewhere. Some people do go lower. You don't need to go lower to theta or delta to get all the change. You can just go into alpha and that's good enough. But that's interesting that you did go actually lower. You know, if you'd like to experience this, if you're watching this and you think, I'd like to experience this hypnosis concept, then all you have to do is go to my website, which is stevegjones.com. I've got a free recording for you. The good news is, not only is it going to put you into hypnosis, it's also going to allow you to tap into your wealth potential, your millionaire potential, as I call it. So check it out, stevegjones.com. Thank you for being here today.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones, hoping you have an outstanding day.